This is Dr. Carmen Smith, or Galactic Shaman, author and mental health therapist, and I wanted to talk to you today about grief. There are many people that are going through the loss of a loved one when a person in their family or a close friend dies, and they're trying to grapple with that loss and try to incorporate it into their life as they move forward. This can be a very difficult time for many people, and different people respond to grief in different ways. And so, even though you may experience that same loss in a different way, go on with your life, fill it with work or family or other things, there are other people that feel like if they go forward, it means that they didn't really love that person. And so our perception of what our life looks like after someone passes is key to how we go on with our lives. And so I wanted to offer a couple of tools because everybody grieves and recovers and heals differently. Yes, there are books out there that can walk you through steps of saying that it's okay to feel sad, that it's not a bad thing. A lot of times our family and friends will want us to hurry up and move through the sadness because they don't want to feel it themselves. And so they may want to speed you along, but this is really an individual pace, an individual journey. And so moving through the sadness, and there are stages of grief. One of them is anger. And so as you move through those stages, there are people that will want you to seek help and, be really concerned about you, because these emotions are not things that we typically like to deal with ourselves. So when we see it in other people, we want it to hurry up and get over. So I just wanted to tell you from a mental health standpoint that depression doesn't become a clinical diagnosis until 6 months after you're not able to function. Like you're not able to do your everyday things that you used to enjoy, you're not enjoying anymore. And so there's a 6-month window where if you're still not enjoying, what you always loved doing, and you're just pulling back and kind of isolating and cocooning yourself for 6 months, that's when, mental health professional will say, yeah, it's time to get counseling. It's interfering with your life and the lives of those around you. But if it's less than 6 months, you're just trying to figure out, where is my life? What feels good? What doesn't feel good? I'm moving through the stages of grief just fine. Then take your time. Give yourself permission to feel sadness, to feel anger, and channel that in ways that are creative and healthy. One of the things that you can do is create a memorial, and this is really helpful for humans. When there's a sad event, a tragic event, and lives have been lost, we like to go to a place where other people are feeling the same thing, or where we can really feel that other person. And of course that can be a gravesite and putting flowers on it, but it also can be, a patio that you can look out onto nature, a garden that you dedicate to that person, whatever it is for you. Now, I remember when my son was going through the loss of his dad, very, very tragic loss for him. And one of the things that he did was channel his energy into completing college. He would be the first one on his father's side lineage to graduate from college. And that's something that his dad wanted for him. As a matter of fact, it was something that his dad wanted for himself, but never was able to complete that, but was a successful businessman. And so my son channeled a lot of that energy that's generated from grief into working hard and getting his college degree. So people grieve in different ways. That was a tribute to his dad, so that was kind of like a memorial um, that he accomplished, and he felt really good about that, and also felt like his dad was there at the graduation cheering him on every step of the way. So I just want you to know that grief looks different. Give yourself permission to go through the stages, even though there are people around you that don't like to see you in anger, don't like to see you in sadness. And so they're going to want you to hurry up and, get to a point where you're back to the way you were. But grief can change you in miraculous and wonderful ways. You can channel it into your creativity, whether that's art, accomplishing something, creating a memorial, writing a book, writing your memoirs, doing a journal, getting those feelings out. And also, there are people that will, let's say the person passed of cancer, they will make it one of their life's missions to support cancer research or support survivors of cancer. So they will channel that energy in ways of being of service. So I want you to know that grief is a normal process. It's part of the circle of life. When people are dearly loved and connected to you, and then they cross over to the other side, it is a time where you can love them by being the best version of you. And that means incorporating their attributes into your heart and into your personality. So that, my mom was a very compassionate person. She was also a social worker. I became a social worker. I'm a compassionate person. So the best part of my mom is still walking on this planet as me. So this is just a brief understanding and a big hug for those that are going through the grief process. And the grief process can be a time where you really begin to see who you are and why you're here on this planet. It helps us to evaluate and really look at, in a loving way, how we can be of service. Love you.